I'm going to explain why we switched from philosophy to the title of my original title of my book, Does My Smile Confuse You? Because it correlates with Zen. We are trying to explain humor, comic sense to a world that's never had it broken down properly. Does My Smile Confuse You? Starring, I love that, starring Rain, coming soon, the future Ruko. That's my last name. She's proposed to me 12 times. I finally accepted. So I also accepted the title of this show, Does My Smile Confuse You, instead of philosophy, because I didn't want to be associated with other podcasts.
So what does that mean? Does my smile
Does my
confuse
smile confuse you is exactly, thank you for asking that, even though we didn't discuss it. This is all very improvisational, ad lib. Zen is thus a paradox. So humor is a paradox. Humor is the tool that I believe everybody in the world understands, and comic sense more important than common sense, because humor and Zen, the reason they're connected is humor is something we have as a survival mechanism and a tool that we can use to move through our day-to-day existence. And of all the senses we have, of our five senses, I believe the sense of humor is the most important. So that's why Does My Smile Confuse You is a cryptic title, according to my publisher and editor, because they thought that people would understand philosophy for marketing, as if we were going to start selling toys, dolls, little miniature philosophers. Well, we might.
We can.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to explain to people. We're doing something that you can't do, which is explain why Zen and humor are really synonymous. They're one and the same. It's a kind of, I know most people know, even if you're not an athlete or an artist or a musician, you're a human being, the flow state. When you get into a flow state, let me see, I'm going to explain it through the world that anybody can understand. When you're driving down the street and you're in a stare and you gas and you brake and you get 2-3 miles down the road and you don't know how you arrived at that position, that's kind of the flow, Zen, altered state of consciousness. So people meditate, yoga, you're into all that stuff. Everything that everybody's tried, drugs, everybody's trying to alter their consciousness to a higher consciousness. So humor is something I believe on a basic level and comic sense that anybody can relate to. So all the people over the years that have been saying, well, Ruko, you can't do a podcast, you can't do a radio show, people aren't going to understand what humor is. Humor is not about telling jokes. I will tell you, some gentleman came out with a book called Inside Jokes, and here's the title, the subtitle of their Inside Jokes is a terrible title, but the subtitle, Using Humor to Reverse Engineer the Mind. That's really what we're trying to do. So as you get older, you're going to experience that little thing called pain and suffering and all those good things you heard about. You're going to experience death. And how are you going to live watching the 10 o'clock news, which I don't do anymore, by the way. I don't read the newspaper or watch any negative news, because I'm going to get all the negative news from friends who call me that I haven't heard from in 10 or 15 years. And here's the connection. 10 or 15 years I haven't heard from. They call me to tell me that so-and-so died. I go, oh, well, thank you for the phone call. like I needed that piece of information.
Well, funerals, are an event, pretty much.
Well, you're a Mexican from Mexico, so Day of the Dead. Could you talk about that just for a moment? Because I find that really funny. That everybody puts on their Halloween costumes the Day of the Dead.
Well, it's not a Halloween costume. It's like Catrinas, which is like this skeleton looking like with flowers.
Say that again. What's it called?
It's Catrina.
That's a beautiful name.
Catrina. So it's this men and women. They have flowers, and the man is dressed with suit, but they are the skeleton. But they're alive.
Yeah,
but they're skeleton.
Everybody I saw when I saw that documentary, I was fascinated.
And we're celebrating life through death.
Okay, how beautiful is that?
Yes.
So I don't know, do you think Americans, we have such a fear of death?
That's true.
So you can't live if you have a fear of death. I think everybody knows this by now. See, I have a real problem. I actually think that every piece of bile that, I love putting myself down, every piece of bile that comes out of my mouth is like so important, but at the same time, so unimportant, because I assume everybody understands it. When I talk to everybody, I swear to God, this is the honest to God truth, I really look at them and they're looking at me with weird eyes and shaking their head. And I think they just want to, dispatch me, like get out of my face, get out of my way. So they shake their head like agreeing, even though they don't know what I'm talking about. And I think that's wrong, because I still have the faith in humanity. And by the way, oh my God, comedy and comic sense is so vital, because it's the great way to understand what it is to be human. So here again, let's come full circle. So in comedy, in comic sense, Zen is about eradicating the ego, getting the ego out of the way. So comedy and our ability to laugh at ourselves. One, real maturity. If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't get out of your own way. Now, I know everybody knows that. Don't tell me.
Yeah, it's what my friend was saying. Everybody's too serious. Like,
Exactly.
They have to understand that everybody makes mistakes, that we're human.
Yes.
And I laugh about it.
And look what the world has done
again.
to us. It's tried to separate us and divide us, black and white, even more.
Yeah, and I feel really sad when I see this division, that people have actually fallen into it. They're just being, reprogrammed or programmed to choose teams, and then the whole point of why this was created loses meaning.
That's the key word.
And
team.
everybody gets just lost in the choosing which team are you.
By the way, you know what I love about Does My Smile Confuse You in our podcast, and Rain is saying, you're not going to be able to pin us down Republican, Democrat, black, white, Mexican, Italian. That's just a little bit of who we are. It's all garbage. Identities are thrust upon us. Some we choose ourselves. And by the way, if you choose an identity that limits who you are, that's your choice. I want to be a citizen of the world. There used to be an expression, boys and girls, called diversity is the spice of life. So I'm going to equate it this way. If you think of people as hamburgers and hot dogs, and you only eat hamburgers, and I'm a Democrat, I only eat hot dogs, no. You're what do you call me? A loser. You're a loser. I love it, she calls me a loser.
An American.
Yeah, I'm American. I know. How dare I? I'm American. It used to be like a compliment. Now it's vile. No, so we make fun of everything and everyone.
Of the irony
to
of things.
Evolve. And now I'm going to regress to my Utes, my cousin Vinny, my Utes, with my mother and my father. So here's why I may be the wisest fool that ever lived, back to the fool, because from the time I was as young as I could remember, I never argued with my mother. I was raised by an aunt, an aunt, two aunts, a nonna, a nana, and my mom. And all the men were at work. My mom lived in a constant state of emotional turmoil. She lived in fear, constant fear and guilt. She was a classic, a great mom, best cook, all the things that you would want as a kid growing up, not knowing about emotions yet and how they work and how manipulative they can be. But short of that, I never won an argument with my mother. It was always yes, Mom, and yes, Dad. So I was taught key words, guys: respect. Respect your elders, respect your parents. Yes, Mom, yes, Dad. Never won an argument, nor do I want to win an argument. Because, guys and girls, the more right your mother and father are about raising you, the better chance you have of surviving. If you have bad parents, all I can tell you is get out early. That's all you can do. If you make a decision that your parent, and here's the scary part about today's generation, the kids are raising the parents. Can you imagine having an 8-year-old tell their mom and dad that, Daddy, I want to have my penis chopped off. I want to be a woman. I think I'm a woman. And the parents listening to that. So we're having a whole gender transformation that is not healthy. And everybody knows it. And I'm sorry to joke about it because I know it's just a serious subject for people. But I find it so comical that we're letting young children
It's like dark humor.
It's so dark that it's frightening. I mean, it actually scares me. I have to. So like anything, I remember the first time I saw my friends, we'd go to a horror, a scary flick, and they were laughing. You know why we're laughing? Because we're scared. So
Yes.
the first time I laughed,
Nervous laugh.
yeah, it's a nervous laugh. So the first time I laughed was my mom's pain on her pained expression on her face. That drove me into laughing just to save my little baby soul. So yeah, there's nervous laughter. There's all different kinds of laughter till you reach the maturity of laughing at the absurdity of life and what we're being sold and what's being shoved down our throats on a daily basis. So we're actually preparing you for a world outside of your home that's frightening. As we look out the window, we're in Solvang right now. It's Christmas Day.
California.
Yes, Solvang, California. Wow.
This little Danish town.
It's like being in Europe, like we call it Denmark. It's really breathtaking. All the trees are lit, and now the wind is picking up again, and it's torrential rains. And
rainy Christmas.
We're sitting here talking to you about the importance of comic sense and humor. And we really are. But it has to have the most important component to all of this. You have to deliver every ounce of humor with a playful attitude. If it comes from sarcasm or a place of negativity, you're slipping into a different world.
You think sarcasm is a bad thing?
No, that's actually a good point, because what's the most popular TV show of all time, which I've never watched? Simpsons. The Simpsons, longest running. Even Seinfeld, which I never watched. But they did little things. Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's always about little things, our pet peeves, annoyances, things that we have to endure all day long. Comedy and comic sense. Comedy is the ultimate reality check. But who wants to live in reality? We live in a delusional, illusional, whatever the words are, society. But that's wrong because you've got to face reality. I mean, and if you're going to wear the face, humor and comic sense is the way to face it, because I read a book years ago, The Death of Common Sense, written by, what else? An attorney. And they're right. Common sense. When you could watch people like Jordan Peterson, Bill Maher, Donald Trump, I don't care, take anybody. When somebody says something that has common sense connected to it, we can barely recognize it. I mean, I watched Russell Brand and Bill Maher have a little exchange. And Russell Brand said, well, you know what? Because he, like Charlie Kirk, who I didn't know anything about, I don't care about his religious beliefs, whatever that is. God bless him, as they say. God love him. He was trying to lift people. And I love anybody that's trying to. Guys, we're here to lift our fellow man and woman. There is no greater strength than that ability. I don't care if you're in the service business, if you're selling shoes, whatever it is you're doing, try and do it with a sense of flair, a sense of humor. It pays such huge dividends. Rain and I have the greatest life. Here's what we do all day long. We laugh all day long. She's a woman, I'm a man. She's a female, I'm a male. And all we do is laugh at each other. Well, I'll give you a perfect example. First week I met her, I said, the usual things. Where are you from? Oh, I was born in Mexico. Oh, you're a beaner. Do you know how hard she laughed? I go, that's the girl for me. Guys, if you meet a girl that has a sense of humor and you can say what's politically incorrect, wow, you got a great girl on your hands. That means you can share anything and everything, which we do. And that's not only a conversation, but it's something that's cutting through all the bullshit that we're sold all day long. And believe me, 98% of it, maybe 99%, is bullshit. And you all know that. I mean, see what I mean? I just feel they know everything. I just feel that I've waited so long to do a podcast, because why?
Well, I think that it was one thing knowing it, and I think we all know it as a human, but another thing is to
express it,
express it, and to make people realize they do have this power within. I think you are the first person, or at least me registering this, you talking about heroes, how people have heroes, and I remember you saying, be your own hero. Be your own hero.
I love that you brought that up.
And I believe people know it, but they need to, hear it to be able to give that first step, because somebody else is in that consciousness and they're hearing you and they're listening to you, and then they can step out and really be the heroes of their own lives, which you truly believe in it, and I do truly believe in it too.
Wow. I can't believe you said that. That actually blows me away. So Rain is right. So I know myths and heroes are necessary according to all the people out there espousing. We need myths, we need heroes, whether it's Joseph Campbell or Jordan Peterson or anybody else. 3 months ago, I was never exposed to YouTube. So I got to watch all these various podcasts. And I watched everybody from Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, who I miss. I'm sorry for anybody. I know he's an atheist, a full-blown atheist. I have as many religious people, devout Christians, Muslims, Protestants, put a label on them. I have every bit as many friends that are atheists as I do religious, even zealots, because I actually believe I could talk to a religious zealot and have a conversation that makes sense. That's my problem, because in my heart of hearts, I know that's probably not true. But I hate what I experience on a day-to-day basis. So that's why I became a writer. That's why I became, did a show on Sirius Satellite before Howard Stern came there, trying to sell a sense of humor, how vital it is to the human race. Because let's be honest, I heard here in Solvang, California, this quaint little town, it's like a fairy tale. We have these great bartenders, female and male, and they came over and they used a line from a movie. They were waiting on these people and they had all these demands and going through a litany of stuff, and they go, "Oh my God, people are incomprehensible." And I mean, I think it was, I forget the producer's name, but he's also an actor that delivered it in a Tom Cruise movie. People are incomprehensible. My friend John Dubin. That's one of his favorite lines. And it's true. So for the things we can't understand, which is our fellow man and woman, and language, as I think I read to you in the beginning of this podcast, Zen is a paradox. Well, what about language? Language gets in the way more than it helps. And look at you, you're bilingual. Think of all the different languages. So think of humor in all the different cultures, how it's very different. When we went to Cabo San Lucas and we saw how all the Mexicans had their own Italians. When they say no, they mean yes. No, yes. I mean, so you got a lot of stuff you got to work through. If you can't put a smile on your face and work through all the different aspects of what it is to be human, and you've traveled as much as anybody in your young life, so I defer to you to complete my thought as I have another chip.
What was the thought?
The diversity of cultures and humor.
Oh, yes. Well, I was thinking about, I think it's important to also mention that a lot of people, when we try to talk to them about comedy, and they right away think, a lot of people have right away say, "Oh, I don't know I don't know a joke, or I don't know how to tell a joke," and they associate comedy or humor with telling jokes. Yeah. So I think that's something really important to clarify, because here it's a way of living, it's a mantra, it's a consciousness, it's a walking art, it's a symphony.
Well, I'm really glad.
And symphony.
That. Yeah. It's not about telling jokes. Life is tough. Life is painful. And I'm going to use a great quote from Zen to Go. It's a book. John Winnicott wrote and put together all the curmudgeon books. I met him in the Pacific Palisades where I live and where he lives. And if you don't know what a curmudgeon is, look it up, because it's evolved over the years, where they thought they were people that weren't sensitive, were just sarcastic and bitter, and that's not true. It's a complete antithesis, at least what we're selling.
We all know a curmudgeon.
Oh yeah. Well, you're lucky if you know a curmudgeon. But here's a Joseph Conrad quote. Words, as is well known, are great foes of reality. That resonates so well. Words, people, get in the way more than they help. So in order to have a conversation with anybody, you have to be willing to listen, really listen, and communicate. And that means you better have a smiling mind, which brings us full circle to the title of Does My Smile Confuse You? So for Rain, the future Ruko, my partner, my wife, guys, save me, please don't let me get married. No, marriage is for retards. Anyhow, no, I'm happily going to go down the aisle and then I'll commit suicide. So I'm going to end with an Albert Camus quote. Should I have another cup of coffee or kill myself? That's really the big debate. So there's the essence.
I think it depends on the what time of the day it is.
Yeah, there's the essence of humor is contrast, juxtapose. Should I have another cup of coffee or kill myself? Oh, well, I lived through another day. And by the way, let's say goodbye to Robin Williams, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Anthony Bourdain, all these people, we can't understand why they committed suicide. And then you have the Camus joke that should I have another cup of coffee or kill myself?